the Little Green Riding Hood. I am Sydney playing Little Green.
I'm Caitlin playing Buckshot Granny.
I'm Taylor and I'm playing Axeman Pete.
I'm Henry and I'm playing Mr. Wolf.
I'm Zach and I'm playing Narrators 1 and 2.
I'm Kenzie and I'm playing Player 1 and Player 2.
All right, and this play takes place in a rustic forest by an old cabin.
Once upon a time, not so long ago, I think it was last Tuesday, there lived a granny. This is no cuddly little granny with bifocals and gray hair swept up in a bun. No siree, this is Buckshot Granny, full of all within creatures.
Stay in my vegetable patch, you lettuce snipping thieves, or you'll get a taste of my rifle.
During the past few weeks, Buckshot Granny discovered rabbits eating their way through her garden, but she relied on for fresh veggies.
Wait until I get my gun, you varmints. I'll be eating rabbit stew for dinner, mark my words.
But Buckshot Granny was too slow for these rabbits. Their bodies flashed past her like a freight train disappearing down a dark tunnel. All Granny could do was stomp around, pointing her gun at half-eaten lettuce leaves and carrots. Then one morning, Buckshot Granny pulled on her old hunting jacket and strode out the front door into the sunshine to greet her longtime hunting buddy, Axeman Pete.
It's a fun morning for rabbit hunt, Granny.
You bet. Today's the day those rabbits are going to pay for eating my lettuce.
And tonight you'll dig into a pot of thick rabbit stew with side dishes of rabbit, and more rabbit. My tummy's rumbling already.
They threw their rifles over their shoulders and headed off into the forest. But Buckshot Granny wasn't aware that her nature-loving granddaughter, Little Green Riding Hood, was planning to rise a visit that day.
Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. Do you or I or anyone know how oats, peas, beans, and barley grow?
Where are you going, little girl?
I'm bringing my granny a basket of goodies: tofu and green bean casserole, organic fruit, pesticide-free vegetables, and whole wheat crackers. She lives all alone at a log cabin at the end of this part of the woods.
I hope you don't mean this part of the forest. Haven't you heard?
Heard what?
There are wild animals roaming around here, including a pack of ferocious gray wolves.
Gray wolves? Wow, the gray wolf is on the endangered species poster I have hanging in my room. I got it when I joined the Animal Defenders Club. If I see a gray wolf, I get 100 points towards a free, unbleached, natural fiber t-shirt that says, "Have you hugged a tree today?"
And what if one of those wolves snatched a basket of your goodies?
It'll be a very disappointed wolf. There's no roasted or juicy legs of lamb in there. No, sirree. We're a veggie family. Granny always says how she wishes we could have nature's little critters for dinner.
Meanwhile, in another part of the woods,
I'm sorry, Granny. I said we catch a bunch of rabbits. I guess those future fairy nippers are smarter than we thought.
No matter, we've got one for the pot. That'll do for now. Anyway, we found something better than rabbits, didn't we?
We sure did, Granny. Should we deal with them now?
Later, my friend. Put that sack down on the porch. We'll sort it out when we get back from checking the rest of the rabbit traps.
from the edge of the forest, a dark pair of eyes watched. As soon as the voices had gone, a lone gray wolf stepped into the clearing.
That's right. Run away, scaly people. Oh, I'll grind you up into people patties for my dinner. Oh, hang on. I forgot. I don't put that extra thing anymore.
But wolves are carnivores, so they're supposed to eat meat, and more meat.
Never for me, unfortunately. I'm not for me for good. I haven't such as nibble on a bone since a terrible experience with the 3 little pigs. And the chimney and that boiling pot of hot water. I must stop thinking about it. Breathe in and out. In and out. Think of happy vegetable thoughts. Emphasize the pea. Parsnips, pumpkin, pork chops. I mean potatoes. That's better. What was I doing? Where's that sack?
With his belly low to the ground, Mr. Wolf crept across the dirt and up the porch steps. Suddenly, he heard singing, and it was getting closer.
Oats, peas, beans, and barley grow.
There wasn't time to return to the trees, so Mr. Wolf reached for the door handle of the log cabin and slipped inside.
Where can I hide? Closet? Nope. Too full. What's Granny doing on an exercise bike? Hang on a minute. I got an idea.
Mr. Wolf lugged the exercise bike out of the closet and pulled on Buckshot Granny's yoga pants and a fleece sweater. He stretched and tugged for so he got past his large boobs.
Yoo-hoo, Granny! Where are you? It's your little green riding hood come to visit. I brought you some goodies. Gee, what's in that sack, Granny?
Goodness me, child. I didn't hear you. Quickly. Leave that dirty little sack alone. See you.
Little Green Riding Hood pushed the door open. Mr. Wolf was huffing and puffing from riding on the exercise bike.
Granny, how wonderful! wonderful that you're finally using the present we gave you for your birthday. Aerobic exercise is the best thing to keep your heart muscles strong.
And what a fine present it was, my dear. This machine and my rocking to all these dance classes has kept me as fit as a mountain goat. And that having tasty young ladies for dinner.
Did you say tasty?
Silly me, I meant daintily. Possibly breathe in and out. So, what's in that basket, dearest?
Tofu and green bean casserole, organic fruit, pesticide-free vegetables, and whole wheat crackers. Perhaps we can enjoy them over a puzzling crossword puzzle or chess. It's important to keep our minds healthy as well as our bodies.
Anything to get off this bike. Now come closer where I can see your goodies.
Gee, Granny, I never noticed what big eyes you have.
That's because this cap is too tight and it's squeezing my eyeballs.
What'd you say?
That's because I eat carrots, my dear. They are full of vitamin A. There's nothing like it to it for improving nitrogen.
And I never really noticed what big teeth you have. Have you been flossing?
Of course. And I eat lots of fiber-rich celery, which I chew into tiny pieces. You know, gram, munch, yum, yum. Now, let's have a sniff of that tofu casserole.
Mr. Wolf flipped off the exercise bike and pushed his nose into the basket.
You're looking so much livelier than when I saw you last time, and so hairy. Why are you so hairy, Grandma?
Before Mr. Wolf could come up with an answer, Buckshot Granny and Acme Pete burst through the front door.
Because he's not your granny. I'm your granny. And what are you doing in my new gym outfit?
I'll give it back as you returned the valuables you stole from me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just then, the sack began to wiggle and talk.
Let us out. It's dark in here.
What's that noise?
It's nothing at all.
Have you forgotten, Granny? It's those wolf pups we trapped in the woods. The ones you were going to sell to the zoo.
The zoo?
Pete, sometimes your mouth seems bigger than my log cabin and the old hay barn put together.
Granny, how could you think about doing such a cruel and insensitive thing to these poor wild animals?
Little Green Riding Hood peeled off her cape, revealing a t-shirt with the words Animal Defender printed across the front. She ripped open the top of the sack and two more pups jumped out.
Man, it was hot in there. What took you so long, Dad? We could have fried. Or died from not getting it unclean either.
Rescue operations take time, my children, not to mention the careful planning and the superior intelligence and the large amount of bravery.
These pups are lucky to have such a dedicated father, Mr. Wolf. But why would you sell them to a zoo, Granny? We need more gray wolves around here to keep the number of deer and other foragers down so that the land doesn't get overgrazed.
I wasn't going to hurt them. Zoos pay a fortune for wolf pups. I could use the money to fence in my garden and keep the rabbits off.
But gray wolves are on the endangered species list, Granny. They're on Animal Defender's watch list. You could have been arrested for selling endangered animals.
Arrested?
But Granny didn't know she was breaking any law. He just wanted to get the rabbits out of her vegetable garden. She was wasting a lot of money in buckshot.
You've been shooting rabbits?
Well, I've been shooting at them. I can't seem to get one though. They're feisty little pipsqueaks.
I thought you liked rabbits.
Not when they ruin my vegetable patch. I love rabbits, especially when they're barbecued medium rare in a tangy hot sauce. I prefer them well done with a little salt and pepper and a dash of mustard, with a side dish of pickled pear. That's delicious too. All this talk about rabbits is making me ravenous. What time is lunch?
That gives me an environmentally friendly idea. Mr. Wolf, would you and your pups consider visiting Granny's garden every now and then to keep her rabbit population under control?
Can we please, Dad, please? That's good thinking, little Green Riding Hood. I'm not as bad with a shotgun as I once was, and I do want to get my 5 helpings of vegetables every day.
What about the zoo?
I was wrong to think of putting your pups in the zoo, Mr. Wolf. I've been living off the land out here for nearly 42 years, and I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't know gray wolves were an endangered species. They have just as much right to the forest as I do.
Gray wolves aren't the only endangered species around here. Do you want me to list them?
Later, dears. Mr. Wolf, you have my word. I will never do anything to harm your pups. But I can't say the same for those pesky rabbits.
Granny!
You've got a deal, Granny. Rapid patrol consult, right? Now, off go, pups. Now, Granny, when are you thinking of dishing up that tofu casserole?